Welcome to Business Chats with Debbie, where we talk big stories from small businesses. I'm your host, Debbie Wolberton, and today I'm joined by Mr. Shane Solomon.
So great to be here. Look at you all podcast.
I know.
You know.
So far out my comfort zone. It's unbelievable.
But it's great.
I know. Well, we've known each other now for 3-4 years.
Quite,
through,
yes.
Your partnerships. And I always see a jolly, smiling person who's always flitting about the country, growing his business. And I thought it would be a nice time to have a chat to see how the last 2 years have affected your business, especially with COVID, and what challenges are you facing now that you didn't face 2 years ago?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much for asking me to be on your podcast. I'm very humbled because you're such a fantastic accountant and your team are so good. And moving to you guys has been probably the best move I've made ever, because prior to that I was having a nightmare with my previous accountants. I won't mention names, of course, but you guys have been phenomenal in the kind of transition and trying to keep me on track, because I know I am a nightmare as well, probably like most entrepreneurs, but you guys have really been a huge part of that success as well, because had I not got the kind of the main bits in order, then it doesn't lead good ways for all the other stuff. So thank you for that.
That's good to hear.
And a big shout out to Emma as well, because she really looks after me as well. She's always there. And so a big shout out to Emma. Thank you. COVID was a crazy time, of course, for all of us. And I used it as a bit of a way to kind of think more and to try and develop the business more.
Yep.
I thought the government, did pretty good, to be fair, trying to issue out what they could. Yeah. We were able to benefit from the, I think it was the Small Business Relief Fund, whatever it was. Yeah. I think it was 10,000.
Yeah, 10,000.
Which obviously helped. And whoever was going to be in power at that time, I wouldn't have wanted the job. So we can moan all you like, but they did, help us with that. That's the only thing we got. And we got the small bounce back loan as well. So that then enabled us to think a bit more. Luckily, a lot of our clients stayed with us. I would say over 70% stayed with us, and they kept the direct debits going. And then, so we started thinking, what will people want when we come out of this? So in the belief that it was going to end at some point, what will people want? And then this podcast studio came out of that. So Andy said to me one day, look, have you thought about podcasts? Oh, not really. I've never done one. Start thinking, exploring, doing a bit of research. And I thought, yes, now if we could make a studio that's kind of open and we've got the green room and things like that, that people can feel comfortable coming into, as opposed to going into someone's house to do the podcast, then that could be a good service to offer businesses. And because of the way we're set up here at the Cornwall Channel, they can come in and network, record the podcast, go back, network some more. So I thought, So that was, a great thing for us. Thinking about that, the Cornwall kitchen set, another thing that came out of the lockdowns and things like that. We're thinking, well, we need to be doing some content. We can't be filming a lot at the moment. Why don't we make a new set? Yeah. So we made a new set there for local cooks, chefs, aspiring cooks and chefs to be able to come in and make content for the YouTube channels and things like that. So for me, the whole COVID thing was all about thinking. And I know a lot of business owners, friends of mine, who treated it very much like a holiday. And thought, I'm just going to take a year off or whatever, take whatever funding they can, and just have some fun. Well, I was of the mindset of that I need to keep pushing. So I was on Zoom calls. You
need to keep your name out there, otherwise it quite quickly vanishes off the people's radar. So
your partnerships were very quick to set up the online networking, which you and myself and a lot of people were jumping on every morning, really, and in the afternoons. It was great. It kept
quite a lot of us sane.
It did. So, it was just constantly keeping the name out there, where now, as we come out of all those kind of hard times with being locked down, the business is kind of well known, even more so probably than when we entered it, to be fair. So, it's been a fantastic time for us, but that's only because I chose to make sure that it worked for us.
Yeah.
And we still turned up and did the work and things like that. Of course, we didn't have guests here because we couldn't, but we still turned up and worked here. It's been okay.
You've come through the other side of it, which quite a lot of businesses have not come through the other side of it. Are you having any challenges at the moment with recruiting or looking for new staff? Or I know you've had a few issues in the past.
Yeah, not so much finding them. I find staff quite easy, or team members. I don't like the word staff. I see them as team members. But the problem I've had in the past is trust. People coming into the Cornwall Channel, because the Cornwall Channel is such a bubbly, vibrant place, and every day is different. So many different people. It's people come and go, oh, this looks good. Perhaps I'll go off and do another version of Shane's Cornwall Channel and Cornwall TV or Cornish TV. So it's the trust thing. People going off and doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So you spend a bit of time building them up, and they go off and try and do it themselves. Yeah. Thankfully, all the 2 people that's tried that in the past have all failed, which is great. Just in case if you're watching this. So finding people for me, because I get asked a lot, have you got any jobs at the Cornwall Channel? Can we come and film? Can we edit? But I must say, at the start of this year, we found Jay Kennett, who joined us in January, who is an amazing editor and film producer, and he's actually switching the show for you right now. Yeah. Jay's awesome. And then Holly Schmidt as well. So she came to us on a Kickstarter program, and I didn't have much faith in the Kickstarter program, not in Holly, but I thought, we're going to get someone who can't create or whatever. But she's been great too. So touch wood, no problem with recruiting team members. In fact, if anything, I just now need to work on keeping them here and progressing them on a kind of salary scale. I want them to expand that and get some more benefits from working with us, because I'm a big believer it's not just paying the salary anymore. It's the benefits. It's the lifestyle of the business. Your perfect example, we said before you started recording, how it's a beautiful sunny day when we're recording this, and you're going to let the staff finish early today so they can enjoy the sunshine. I think exactly. That's exactly what it should be. So. Yeah, I want to keep hold of them. That's the
big. In recruiting staff is quite easy. It's keeping hold of the staff.
Retention.
It's the retention, and it's such a costly outlay if you get it wrong. You've got. It's not just the salary; it's the other benefits that you build in. My staff get paid till 5 o'clock, but they finish it normally at 3 on a Friday anyway. But today, as you said, the weather's lovely. Go on, guys, finish at 12:30. Have a bit of sun before the rain comes in tomorrow. Because they've all got families, they want to spend time with the families. Again, that work-life balance is so important, not just for yourself. It's for your staff as well. You've got to think about them all the time. Yeah,
I'm hoping that Jay's can't hear this conversation right now, that you're letting your staff finish early and stuff like that.
They'll all be packing up at 12:30. You can't go, Jay. We've got another few podcasts to do.
He knows he's got it good here. He knows he's got it good. In fact, he can finish early today, and so can Spinks, and so can I. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, it's a lovely atmosphere. You come here, you've got some lovely studios. The green room is fantastic. We've been messing around this morning with the Rattler surfboard. But it's a lovely place to come. Lovely atmosphere. It's how you build on that. What's your plans going? I know you do. You're a fly-by, flip-by, day-by-day guy kind of guy. But what's your how are you building that? What are your plans going forward? What are your plans for the next 12, 18 months?
Okay, so you're right. I don't plan a lot, like 5-year forecasts and things like that, because I'm a big believer life can just change on a dime. So I kind of live pretty much a year at a time sort of thing. So at the start of this year, I was kind of saying to the guys, right, what I want to do, if you're all agreeing, is I just want to double everything. Just go simple. I don't want to go crazy numbers and 10 times something, but just double everything. So double the team. So we went from Spinks and myself from 2 to 4. And then, let's double the quality that we're giving people. So when they come in, they feel good. The experience is good. Just double that feeling of people feeling good. Double the kind of amount of clients. So if we could go from 10 clients to 20, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. And then, of course, start doubling the money as well, so that, we can, invest more, we can enjoy it more. So, so for me, it's just doubling everything, making it better. That's it, doubling it.
Well, you're on the right track.
And then next year, I'll probably double it again, and double it again, and double it again. So it's just going to be a whole lot of buzziness going around,
Yeah. Well, you're doing really well. Everybody wants to come here. Everyone's talking about you, which is the main thing. Obviously, you know yourself down here. People buy from people.
They
and if they don't know you as a person, then they're not going to invest their time and their money in giving you the work to do that they want doing. They'll go somewhere else. So it's all about networking. I know what your partnerships has been a really big influence on yourself, and you are a big influence in your partnerships anyway, along with Brock and Warren and John. And that's growing. Do you know what I mean? We've got Brock in on a later podcast as well, so it'd be good to hear his thoughts on where he is. But I think networking for both of us has worked really, really well.
It has, and it only works if you turn up.
Yeah.
You know, the networking, the clues in the title, work. It's in networking, and you've just got to turn up.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get up and you think, I just really can't be bothered to go this morning and things like that. And you think, but you just never know who's there that day you're going to meet.
No.
And even out of your connections that you haven't seen for a while. In fact, last night I sent a message to someone. I thought, I've not heard from that person for a long time. I'm wondering if I've done something wrong or, if I've not really. So I thought I'm just going to send them a quick message and say I'm thinking of them, hope they're okay. If there's anything they need, let me know. And they messaged straight back, said, do you know what? I've been meaning to contact you. We've got a whole load of videos we need making. And you think, well, had I not got in touch? Just a simple message, just to see how you're doing.
It's just making the time, isn't it?
It's making the time. Yeah.
And it is really hard when you work in the hours you do work.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
It is really difficult.
You've just basically got to stay on top of it.
And people say, get a PA. I'm like, I can't trust a PA or a VA or whatever A you are. I'm like, No,
it's delegating as well, isn't it? It's knowing when you've got to delegate and when you can't delegate. You need to be that little bit in control.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for being my first podcast guest.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it.
I know. It's time to sign off, guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on my first podcast ever. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.